Your Excellency, Mr. President, President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, happy 56th anniversary for independence of this country. Your Excellency, our First Lady, Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, the former presidents of our country, the chairman of today, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to stand on existing protocol because of the time economy of this moment. It is a great honor for me to be one of the reviewers, and I hope I'll be able to do justice to the history and the essence of this book, Muhammadu Buhari, The Challenges of Leadership in Nigeria. This authorized biography of Nigeria's leader, President Muhammadu Buhari, attempts a broad characterization of different stages of his life and professional career. Essentially, the book explores how his professional career, his personal life, and prior experiences in government shaped and prepared him for the momentous assignment he now has. From the book's pages, we see a man who has lived his life on assignments that are always intersected with a vital moment in the nation's history. He was a man on assignment. When in the military, he served briefly in a civil war to keep Nigeria together. He was on assignment when he became military head of state in a well-intentioned effort to straighten out and set Nigeria on a better path. When he ventured into politics and competed for the presidency 3 times, and now culminating in his 2015 election victory, he was on assignment, showing that there was no other way for this country to go but way of democracy, no matter how difficult the path may be. Now, as sitting president, on assignment against time to undo the wrongs of nearly 2 decades of bad governance. Such is the life of this man, Muhammadu Buhari, in the public eye, always doing things in his different, disciplined, and Spartan way. From this compelling narrative by the author, neatly demarcated into 3 parts and 24 chapters, the author did a good job. The reader is able to glean the quintessential Buhari. The historical bent of the rendering no doubt make for the educative and informative reading. The book is a timely narrative. Buhari's credential as a transformative leader who has been involved into a committed Democrat is secured in this narrative. The Nigerian project, which occupies the center stage in the book, has been Buhari's life. Professor Pardon, the author of the book, was on point when he observed that political leadership was critical in keeping Nigeria moving and developing. I agree. The search for that astute political leadership is what produced Buhari presidency. That same search is what must propel his presidency forward. The foreword written by General Theophilus Danjuma captured the essence of the book. No one is more qualified to evaluate Buhari from the past, present, and the present other than General Danjuma. As a senior officer to Buhari, they both enjoy a professional and personal friendship unparalleled in the history of Nigeria. His words confirmed that Buhari was a man prepared for leadership ahead of a time like this. The forward is lucid by itself. The formation of All Progressive Party is an important event that the book addresses. The merger was the result of a teamwork, belief in the democratic will of the people, and a commitment to national purpose. Many of us invested ourselves, our heart, body, mind, and soul in this project for national salvation. Many did not want it to happen, but it happened. They fought to undermine the good we sought to accomplish. Many others struggled on the sidelines, neither completely in nor completely out, but waiting to see how the prevailing wind will blow before making their move. But Muhammadu Buhari never wavered for one moment on this journey. Proving to be a focused leadership, he acted with single-minded determination that showed no fear or doubt in the truthfulness of our cause and the cause we pursued. I know this for unassailable fact because I was there with him every step of the way to fight against what the realists told us were unsurmountable odds. Yet our determination for reform beat their smart calculations. The desire for a better country was more powerful than their incumbent might. So many people made contributions that made the historic merger possible. It will be impossible to give each person the accolades they deserve in a concise work such as this. However, it is an account that we must begin to chronicle fully with care, for it is the story of when reform came to the land. Here, I must say that this book makes a good initial contribution towards this objective. Indeed, the APC is a party born of the quest for democratic good governance. In essence, the party is the embodiment of a democratic promise made between its members as well as a democratic vow to the public. The APC genesis is truly a historical and engaging one. Thank you, Mr. President. I therefore crave your indulgence here to give a bit more of an insight. In forming the new party, we had three challenges. The first was learning the right lessons from the aborted attempt. Both the ACN and CPC regretted our inability to conclude the marriage in 2011. We agreed that there would be no recrimination over what did or what did not happen. We agreed there would be an intensified effort to forge a united effort that eluded us in 2011. In 2011, both parties wanted cooperation, but became stuck whether that should take a form of an alliance, outright merger. This difference gave rise to another one regarding how the first presidential candidate will run with President Buhari. The selection process was almost the cause of the abortion. Despite the numerous good faith demonstrated in attempt to resolve these issues, time ran out on us, but no solution. In retrospect, we all were perhaps too bit hasty and inflexible not to realize the extent of the importance of our position to Nigeria project. The result, each party went on its own way in 2011. However, the talks of 2011 foreshadowed the discussion beginning in 2013, which led to the successful merger forming the APC. Talks mainly between CPC, led by Buhari, and ACN, led by myself, later joined the AMPP and progressive wing of Abuja, will go more and will reach the desired finish line with the new PDP on time. There will be a merger, be a presidential candidate, agreeable to all. A winning combination had been joined. It will give the PDP, which had boasted of ruling for 60 continuous years in power, more than it could undo. After the successful merger and the birth of APC, it was time to pick a flag bearer. At the Lagos Convention, President Muhammadu Buhari emerged as the new party's choice in a transparently honest primary process. A speech to the convention was greeted with ovation, even by those who had opposed him. In that speech, he said to the delight of all who heard, and I quote him. This is the quote. I can't give you a pocket full of naira or dollar. If I have, even if I could, I will not do so. The fate of this nation is not up for sale. What I will give you and this nation is all of my strength, commitment, sweat, and toil in the service of the people. What I can give you is my whole, unquote. This set the tone for the campaign to come. But first, there was the sticky issue of selecting a running mate. After a careful study and discussion, it was agreed that we should fill the religiously balanced ticket given the sensitivity of the moment. Based upon this conclusion, the name of a renowned professor, Yemi Osinbajo, the professor of law and former Lagos State Attorney General during my tenure as governor, was proposed and accepted as the running mate. Osinbajo was also a pastor in the largest church in the entire country, and this would answer those who were wrongfully trying to present and paint Muhammadu Buhari as intolerant religiously. From this event, you can see a portrait of a president as a Democrat, more adept than many would think, and the nuances of coalition building and political partnership. During the campaign, he surprised many of us by his agility and broad canvas on which he operated. Timeliness. In tracing the evolution of Buhari, the national leader, the author of Assertion, Professor Pardon, that military rule is based upon power it holds and it can wield, while civilian rule is based on the legitimacy derived from the actions, is a point which I dare not debate. Professor Pardon, I'm glad you are here to emphasize the value of a democratic governance. Buhari's career embodies this. Hence, his transition from being a military ruler to being a civilian leader, who subjected himself to the rigors and uncertainty of the election 4 times. 3 years, he patently went to court, seeking redress from electoral manipulation. The author, while accurately remarked on the Buhari victory equation as flowing from the northern grassroots and the support from the north, the coalition building with the southwest, as well as with further tendencies, was the clinger. Professor Pardon, in the book, succinctly explained the transition from the Buhari in the uniform to one in a civilian garb. He notes that in terms of style of leadership, Buhari, as a young military head of state, was in a hurry. However, now that he's older and given his experience, he is now slow but steady. The author juxtaposes Buhari's military career and his political career adeptly, weaving them together in a tapestry that from day one had been destined to lead and lead right. President Buhari made 3 electoral promises: security, corruption, economy. On security, success has been recorded in decimating Boko Haram. On corruption and the rule of law, Buhari continues to plow new ground consistently in accordance with the rule of law. In chapter 19 of the book, titled Corruption and Rule of Law, is a good examination of his fight against corruption, focused, thoughtful, and determined. Though unemployment and the economy have been a stubborn problem, made even more difficult by all price-driven recession, but this administration has shown its commitment towards achieving the structural reform that will bring a durable solution to this and all the economic challenges of our nation. I trust he will do it, and they will do it. On the whole, the book is an important one. It is a logically presented account of the emergence of the current political dispensation, with President Buhari as its central protagonist. The author tried to achieve many things within a relatively small space. He succeeded. Let the reader get in a view into the family root, life, experience of President Buhari. He also told the story of his professional career as a military general with simple prose. The story of his political career and the journey to the presidency was told in a straightforward manner, Finally, the author attempted a quick evaluation of the present year in office. The author covers a vast territory of land with an economy of world. Yet, he manages a field for Muhammadu Buhari, the man who is determined, committed to free his nation and our country from destitution, indiscipline, corruption, and set us on the path of economic recovery. The book is a very interesting book. If you have enough time like I do, you can go through it in one sitting without speedometer. But if you don't, the chapters are well set and organized, and you have three sections that you will enjoy. But essentially, what is important from this book is a Buhari being an example focus in Nigeria. A Buhari who's calling to lead at a very critical moment of our history, each time. Then a Buhari that is disciplined from beginning of his life through the journey of a professional career and completely a Democrat. I would like to add my own to the growing demand from this book and recommend it for everyone to please read a copy of this book. Apply your time. Thank to the author for the fair that is going to donate proceeds to the affected, internally displaced people. But you will not do justice to develop your mind and intellectual curiosity if Nigeria failed to introduce a Mr. President. Now that you have the opportunity, you are in charge. The ball stops at your court. I recommend that history must be brought back to our syllabuses all. A nation that forgets its past forgets everything. How do we have our models? America will give you, no matter where you are, exam on political history, constitution, or any type of history of the United States of America if we are a student. I don't see why not for all our children, all our students. They must have as a subject past part of history as an exam to be qualified to be a Nigerian. Thank you very much.